First opened way back in 1924, but renovated in 2002. There's a look inside venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. Today, it's a Week 14 matchup that should be a good one between the Green Bay Packers and the Chicago Bears. Two teams trying to stake their claim to postseason football. Week 14 of the NFL is underway. And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback. They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. This defense for the Bears, they were fantastic a week ago in that win over Houston.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for him to escape the pocket and run.
From the 30 on second down, Rodgers. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
Third play here, this opening drive, as they're up against a 3rd and 5. Now Rodgers. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. Here's Aaron Sipos out now to punt on 4th down. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. It's taken to the 26. Called out a 41-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And the Bears take over. Fields and the Bears now with a 1st and 10 at about the 32. To Montgomery to begin the drive. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. Devontae Wyatt there for the stop. Now, these two teams, you might recall, met back in mid-season, week 8 to be exact. And it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home. 2nd and 5 now. Fields. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. His pass on target, Velus Jones with it. And he will have the Bears 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. The Bears at 8-4 now in the year, and they were winners their last time out, so they'll be looking to make it 2 in a row.
And so much about football, partner, comes down to mindset, being in the right frame of mind, and the best way to get in that good frame of mind, winning. So they come in feeling good. They've got the home crowd behind them, and I think they're going to be tough to beat in this one.
1st down, here's the run with Montgomery. And this will be taken across midfield and into Green Bay territory. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
From just shy of midfield, Fields. And the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. Rashawn Gary has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
Now that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack, and that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
So now following the sack, Fields and the Bears looking at 3rd down and long. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Looking downfield for Jones. And that nearly intercepted. Boy, for a guy known for his hands defensively, that's a ball he probably thinks he should have come up with. But instead, it's 4th down. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. Taken in at the 11. A pretty good punt there, but also a nice return of 12 yards. And it'll be Packer football here. First down and 10. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Here's Rodgers. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
This is what defensive coaches ask of their defenders every single ball game. Get a hand on every throw in coverage. They want the deflections. They want the knockaways. Pick it yourself if you can, but at least knock it down and guarantee it's incomplete.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Throwing is Rodgers. Flush to in trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Robert Quinn drops him for a loss of 12, and it also brings up 4th down. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and it'll be a short field for the Bears as they take over 1st and 10. They'll try to run wide side with Montgomery. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Now Fields. Nowhere for Fields to turn, and down he goes. Rashawn Gary, now 2 sacks for him already here in this first quarter of play. So now following the sack, Fields and the Bears looking at 3rd down and long. And this almost intercepted. Not sure he saw the free safety that time. But lucky, incomplete. That'll bring up 4th down. 4th down, so they send out Trenton Gill. That'll go as a punt of 32 yards. And the Packer drive will start from deep in their own territory with a 1st and 10. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. We've seen both of these offenses still sort of in that figuring things out phase, but I suspect some action on the scoreboard soon as they start out here 1st and 10. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. He couldn't get rid of it. He winds up losing a yard. It's 2nd down.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game watching this offensive line because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
And he's missed now his first 4 passing attempts. The rhythm is just not there to begin this ball game.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Here's Rodgers to throw. Tunyon's got it on the out route. Oh, he's got some breathing room. A A big play there on the catch and run. 61 yards. I know it's tough to make tackles in the open field, but that one hurts because he got a little bit extra after the missed tackle.
Receivers are coached so well, they have to break at least one tackle after the catch. He did that on that play.
Now a first down carry by Jones. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
They suspected it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on first down.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. On play action, it's Rodgers. And he's going to go down here as sacked. They push him back to the 34. He'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's 3rd down. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears 14. Boy, a nice play there as they wind up converting on 3rd and 15.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Into the red zone, it's Rodgers. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete.
Quarterbacking 101. Never force the ball into double coverage, especially not this close to the goal line. The windows are so tight, you just don't want to force it in there because it could be tipped up and picked off.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Throwing now is Rodgers. Over the middle, complete. That's Jones. And the Packers are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line.
Boy, this is a well-orchestrated drive they've put together. You think back to how far they were backed up to start things out, but they've gone on a march since then, and now after that completion there, they've got a 1st and goal.
No score after 1 on EA Sports. Here we go now on 1st and goal. Jones is in. Touchdown, Packers. Just power football there down near the goal line. Give it to him. He's able to push his way across.
Yeah, they went heavy there. Sometimes you have those big offensive linemen come in, have to report like they're eligible, but all they're doing is getting a good stance, blocking, and getting their runner across the goal line.
So the Packer kickoff team set to go as they will kick this one away. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. Let's see if they can do better here on this drive. The first down screen pass, good for 5.
And a really nice play call there to start the drive, especially if you're a team that has a little bit of a reputation for throwing it downfield. You come out and you think maybe you can catch them off guard a little bit, and they did. Little screen pass, backdoored them, and that time worked well for a solid gain.
And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
They'll run it. Here's Montgomery. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36.
Well, that was big right there because they're in the bottom 5 in the league and converting on third down. They needed that pickup in a big way.
There were two things they said they wanted to win in this game. One, the turnover battle, and the second, third down conversions. So they got one there. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Herbert. And space tough to come by there as he'll get maybe a yard to the 37. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
On 2nd and 9, Fields. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down. The offense on 3rd down, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. To throw is Fields. He finds his man complete. That's Barber. No gain on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. Now here's Trenton Gill on to punt. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. It'll be a net of 40 yards there following a 43-yard punt, 3-yard return, and they will take over 1st and 10. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Things progressing to plan so far. Their defense has been solid, and they've got themselves a 7-0 lead after the touchdown the last time they had the ball.
And this is no time to even think about, hey, are we going to milk the clock? Hey, are we just going to do ball control?
Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Deshaun Elliott, and the Bears are going to take possession of the football. And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And, Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them. And they took advantage of it there. Got a nice interception and set up their offense in great shape.
Give them a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. Here's Fields. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Oh, they were so close. That close to their first points of the game. Just needed to hang on just a second longer. But he couldn't complete the process of the catch through the jostling from the defender.
Pass to the right. There's Jones. And he is going to be stopped at the 12, short of the first down. And that's good for a gain of 6, and that'll bring up 4th down. Going quickly out to the right side, but he will be stopped behind the line as he will not come close to the marker. The Bears tried it on 4th down, unable to convert. And the Packers D comes up with a big stop. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Rodgers. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Robert Quinn. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And, partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's a game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
Buying time to his left. Now he'll throw deep left side. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. On now is the Packers punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he'll take it just outside the 40. And that'll be a return of 12 following a very nice punt. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. Up the middle, it's Montgomery. He'll get this to the 40. Sweet little juke in there. Got him some extra yardage. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they've bottled him up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
Fields tapping it forward. Jet sweep. Skirts by him at the 35. And an excellent job of finding the opening as he's got this now all the way down to the 22. A good pickup, 17 yards and a bare 1st down. Now it's Fields. He finds his man, complete. That's Barber. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Fields to the goal line, but it's incomplete.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them out of the end zone as the first half winds down.
2nd down and goal. Fields. That is caught at the 7-yard line. 5 yards that time on the completion, and now it's 3rd and goal. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. From the gun, here's Fields. 2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. No, Fields is off, and on comes Cairo Santos for the Chicago field goal. From the left hash, he'll have to cut this at a tight angle. Santos' kick is up and through, and they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
From the 27, Rodgers. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
As soon as he leaked out and began his route, someone on the defensive side broke with him and arrived just in time to separate him from another reception.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Rodgers now to throw. And this this is going to be incomplete.
I think he could have scanned downfield forever, but there wasn't anything available. Ends up throwing an incompletion, and I think he'll take that.
So they're forced to punt on fourth as this one's away. A 46-yard punt, 4-yard return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And looking at this situation, Charles, you got more than a minute. You've got all 3 timeouts. Probably no need to play this safe.
So what you're saying is that we're doing a little bit of a mind meld here, aren't we? Because I'm thinking along the same lines as you. This amount of time, don't be compelled to play it too safe. This is a chance to get points on the board. Press it a little bit.
Especially since a touchdown here gets you the lead. On first down, it's Fields. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. A fight for it, and this is caught. What a catch. A big play there just before halftime. 43 yards.
I'm pretty sure any quarterback will tell you it's nice to have a tight end that can stretch the field. And how about him right there, working in the heart of the defense, and they connect on a very nice play downfield, a combination of talent and toughness to go into the briar patch.
And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. So 3 plays already 1st and goal, and they are wasting little time. Fields now to throw. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
On 2nd and goal, Fields. Left side, got Jones. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. They've gotten it to the 1. Can they get that final yard here on 3rd and goal? And they'll let the fullback try and take him home. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Kari Blasingame in the final seconds of the first half. And the Bears have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half. Santos with the extra point. And the lead is now 10-7. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. This is taken just shy of the 10. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape up past the 30. Well, the white flag coming out as they line up to kneel on it. And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. So we've hit halftime, just a field goal separating these 2 teams at the break. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Set to resume. Here we go with the second half. The Bears holding the lead and ready to receive the kick. And we will not have a run back here as the second half starts with a touchback. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better, and I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
Man, I just love being in this stadium. So much history, tradition, so many great teams and games. And we're seeing a pretty good one right now. Hotly contested in the third quarter. And this will be a Bears first down as the tackle made just shy of the 40.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
There's a throw over the middle. It's taken in by his tight end. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
A gain of 3, second down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. On 2nd down, a run with Herbert. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
If they want a first, they need to get the football to the 32 here on 3rd down. Back to throw. Fields. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Barber. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 21. A nice pickup of 17 yards.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
This has certainly been a physical game so far. Limited scoring opportunities for both sides. And there's another chance that goes unfulfilled.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Montgomery back to the ground. And he's got this pretty close to a first down as the tackle is made at the Packers' 13-yard line. 54 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive. Because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. On 3rd down, they go Montgomery. And he's able to pick up the first down before he's tackled right at the 10. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
I haven't met a football team yet that runs the ball successfully that doesn't talk about having an attitude to be a running football team, right? You got to be able to put your nose in there, smell where the first down sticks are, and get there.
And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. Well, I think the hope is, with a touch pass like that, maybe you catch the defense off guard, but they were all over that one.
And it is the kind of play that works better against certain defenses, and this clearly was the wrong one to run into. Really nice job getting him down behind the line of scrimmage.
Only 3 yards there on the completion. That'll lead to a 3rd and goal. Here's Fields. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. Well, so a drive that spans all that time, and yet you may only come away with 3 points here.
Well, your defense, all right, they actually like these long drives. They get to rest over on the sidelines for a while. But when you're not finishing with points in terms of touchdowns, that's frustrating. They've got to figure out how to close out these long drives and get 6s instead of 3s.
Well, looking at it from a defensive perspective, that keeps a deficit very, very manageable. All things considered, not a bad job on the defensive side.
I would say that you've pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you actually have both sides happy with that exchange. Happy in quotes, of course. One team, hey, we've kept it within range. The other side saying, hey, we put points on the board and did stretch out the lead. Let's see how this one turns out.
Yeah, still bottom line, though. 3 points for the opening drive of the third quarter. On play action, Rodgers. The left side completion to Jones. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Now they'll toss to Jones running left. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we've got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. Rodgers now on 1st down. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bears sack. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's 2nd down. It has been a rough afternoon for him trying to get rid of the football. See, that's now 5 sacks.
How'd you like to be the offensive coordinator, the offensive line coach trying to come up with an answer for this pass rush? What blocking assignments do you change? Can guys play a little bit better? And we're seeing the end result on the scoreboard. Long day in the pocket for their quarterback.
Another try after the 1st down sack. Rodgers. Wide open receiver complete. The 20. Touchdown, Packers. A big play there with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Packers are an extra point away from taking the lead. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Point after, right down the middle. And that will put them on top here in the 3rd. So the Packer kickoff team set to go as they will kick this one away. Khalil Herbert to return it from his end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it. Forced to, because
he's got a man complete. A huge play there for Chicago. 77 yards. We know he's good at catching the football, but then after the catch, he's got escapability.
Not only that, he's got some toughness as well, because you know he's coached very hard to make sure he battles through, breaks tackles.
And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Khalil Herbert, his 3rd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Bears have retaken a 3rd quarter lead. Matt Eberflus is going to keep his offense on the field. They're going for 2. Trying to run it in with Montgomery. And he will find the end zone here. And the lead moves up to 7. And they're able to ground it in there on the 2-point try. And you and I were talking before the game. The 2-point conversions from the 15-16 season, what has changed, what hasn't changed, partner?
Yeah, I'll tell you what's changed is just your normal strategy, because now you're either kicking the football with the ball on the 15-yard line, or if you decide to go for 2, they put it on the 2-yard line. So what are you thinking as a coach? Do I risk it? Do I go for it here? Do I try and gain a strategic advantage and maybe go for 2 early? That's what people are wondering about.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They'll look for a drive to tie this up, down 21-14 as they have it 1st and 10. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
All right, help me out here a little bit, partner, because what I'm seeing is a passing game that's just struggled to complete anything. No rhythm, no timing. Seems like every pass is also contested well, so give some credit to the defense.
Rodgers looking to throw on 3rd and 2. This one swung out here to Jones. And he is going to have a Packers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
They certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another 1st down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field, and here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Before they can snap it, time runs out on this 3rd quarter of play. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And he'll take this ahead for about 4, 2nd down coming up.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. To throw, it's Rodgers. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a 1st down. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. A great effort there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Packers are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And an important one that is, as we are all tied now early in this 4th quarter. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and he'll take over at the 25. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this 4th quarter to try to grab that lead back. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a 1st down. Here's a give to Herbert. And some room to maneuver. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. 40 yards rushing for him now. He's only carried the ball 4 times.
I know that play went to the left side, and that's what it was designed to do, an outside handoff there. But how about the whole offensive line being involved? Seal the left side where the play was going, what they call play side. But how about on the back side? Just taking care of business to make sure no one can get there and disrupt it.
Is the biggest key the left tackle?
Without a doubt. Control that edge. Get out there. You want that left tackle. If you bring your tight end over there, either way, control the edge of the line of scrimmage, you got a chance to rumble.
Escaping the pressure right. And that almost their first INT of the ball game. Had his sights on it, but he couldn't seal the deal.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
Throwing on third down, Fields. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up fourth down. So a big one coming now for Cairo Santos. This to break our fourth quarter tie. Santos' kick is up and through, and they have taken the lead here in the fourth quarter. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And now they find themselves trailing following the field goal. Still a good amount of time in this fourth quarter, but this drive very well could determine the outcome of this ball game. Rodgers' throw complete here on target to Tunyon. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a first down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
They'll send a receiver in motion to the right. Off the play fake to Jones. Here's Rodgers. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
To throw again on second down. Rodgers. He'll drop this underneath for Jones. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Rodgers again now. And he'll throw this one away, but I don't think he was out of the pocket. No, here comes the flag. Yeah, he hadn't gotten far enough away from the pocket to throw that football away, and that draws the flag.
Yeah, the old tackle box, right? Get outside of each tackle, and then you can go ahead and throw it away, and you're in good shape. But if you're back there in the pocket, you got to make sure of what you're doing.
And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make third down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big third down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
The Packers on third down, 3 for 7 so far in this game. This will be third and forever. From the gun, it's Rodgers. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. And the defense coming through on third down, a loss of 7 to bring up fourth. I don't know what else can be said about this pass rush. They have been sensational. CD, that is now 6 sacks for them.
And how many times do we talk to offensive coordinators and they say a sack as a result of everyone on offense not doing their job? But let's be honest about this one. This is the offensive line unable to counter the pass rush. They've been teeing off all game long.
It'll be a 48-yard punt, 5 there on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. A little less than 4 minutes remaining, and the margin for error is small with this slim lead. Operate within your 4-minute offense here, Charles?
Definitely. Remember, the 4-minute offense doesn't always correspond to what's up on the clock. What they need to do is play a little bit of keep away right now. Run the clock down. Make sure their opponent doesn't get the ball back. Their dream scenario, get enough first downs and make them eat up their timeouts so the game ends when you're kneeling down with the football.
Eluding the pressure right. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's third down.
Different pass rushes are designed for different things. Sometimes you want to keep the quarterback in the pocket. Sometimes you want him to flush. I don't know exactly how this one was designed, but they made sure they moved him to his right. He got out of the pocket. Unfortunately for him, he was hit as he tried to throw the ball, and that resulted in an incompletion.
3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up fourth down. Here comes the Bears punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Yards on the punt, 7-yard return. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. In on the stop, the former Georgia Bulldog, Roquan Smith. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
When you get a big tight end like this, sometimes it takes more than one man to bring him down. Oftentimes, your best bet, just jump on and hold on and wait for your teammates to arrive to help get him on the ground.
3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. They'll send a receiver here in motion right. They fake the give. Now Rodgers. He'll go right back to Tunyon. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
It drives some people crazy to see those short throws underneath. They've got to find a way to gash the defense downfield.
From the 39-yard line, here comes second down at 6. Now Rodgers. Steps away to his left. He'll get that complete to his tight end, Kmet. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33. Very sharp here to start this drive, 3 for 3.
Yeah, I like the way he's running this 2-minute drill. Very sharp, very precise in throwing the football.
The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they stop it here with 1:07 remaining. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. And they try to sweep to Jones. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Partner, they're clearly saving those timeouts, but they still have to work with some urgency to put themselves in the right position.
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. Rodgers to throw. Open man left side. It's the tight end, Tunyon. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game. To throw is Rodgers. This is caught. He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the 4th.
Wow. Wow.
What an outstanding drive right there to take the lead. And also, Charles, didn't leave their opposition with a whole lot of time on the clock.
Yeah, I like the way that you're viewing this because they did a tremendous job to put themselves in a position to win, but they can't celebrate just yet. They've got to clamp down on any big plays and force them to use up those timeouts without making any headway.
A fairly short kick from the 14. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape up past the 30. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
Throw left side complete. That's Barber. Now they do indeed get the timeout, so all is not lost. They'll have a chance for one final heave to the end zone.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
Here's Fields. He's going to let it fly. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over.